She tells me that one day she will live in Fremont, Washington, because according to Wikipedia.com, that is the center of the universe. I want to tell her that you don't always have to be in the center of everything. I'm sure people standing in the middle of the world still miss things. The problem with me is that I think too much, never say enough. Get stuck in my stutter steps, choke on words the size of sunsets that get garbled in my mouth. I can't speak declarative sentences to her. So instead I communicate through metaphor, careful not to do anything too sudden that would make her feel uncomfortable around me. Refrain from letting my body drape her body like chapel paintings trying to interpret God, because those are the only two things I could dedicate my entire life to and never understand completely. Gemini, I think your heads are awfully pretty. It's just hard to understand the things you're telling me with those two tongues you have. If I had the courage, I'd ask her if she remembers trading poems for stories while lying in my bed, placing names on the stars that dangled overhead. How I slept in her shivers, trying to get us to fit when she grabbed my hand, placed it on my chest, and said, "You should stop thinking so much and start to listen to the feelings you're keeping inside of yourself." So I did. But what happens to hearts after they break? Do they repair themselves and just evaporate? You see, I built walls strong than Babylon, but even the most invincible metals are still no match for a wrecking ball. She placed hooks in me, ripping out parts that I never knew I had, and sometimes I wonder if it gets heavy for her. Holding all those hearts in such small hands, if it makes her feel like she matters because so many people care. If I could pull the crosses she bears from her back and carve them to my bones, I would. Wear her shame prouder than expensive armor, reassuring her that your flaws leave me breathless. They make perfection jealous. I would take the bad guys that chase her in her nightmares and gladly place them into my head. She can give me all of her ghosts and goblins. I'll erase the distances she's placed upon herself with my hands. I'll cover Juliet into my skin for her to show her that not every Romeo has to be a man. That we all come in different forms, but that I do understand that I may not be the thing that you are into. But I can't help but taste Venus in your lips when we kiss, wanting to pull the lightning bugs from my ribs and show you that this is the mosaic that you built. I'll etch a treasure map in my thumbs, carve lips into my wrist in hopes that if we ever shook hands again, you could find the best parts about me you missed. I want to tell her that I'm not like everyone you know, but neither is anyone else, I guess. So when you move on to Washington, I will be happy for you, and I'll try my damnedest to understand. But a part of me will wish that even when you're living in the center of the universe, in the middle of everything, the one thing you would miss would be me.